Okay, so for 12-4, we are going to be preparing payroll checks. Now, the first thing that it does on here is it says we need to prepare Antique Shop's general check for the pay period. So what we've got to do is from our general checking account, this one says general account, we need to cut a check for the amount that we owe all of our employees. Okay, so that includes everyone that works for us, all of the net pay that they have accrued over the period of this time. So on this entry here, on this payroll register, that would be our net pay here, and it would be the total amount, so the 1,686. Okay, the rest of the information we can just fill in from the instructions. So here we go. First thing we've got to do is put in the amount that it's for, in this case $1,600.86. The date it gives us is July 15th. So make sure you put it in there as a number. 2, this is to our payroll account because we're paying all of our employees this much. We've got to put it into our payroll account so that we can write these checks later. So that's who we're writing the check to, is to our payroll account. The next thing that it says is the account number. So we've got to put that in there, and that is, what does it say? 06, blah, 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 4, and then we say this is for the payroll for this period. Okay, the balance that we brought forward from this account, so from our general checking account, is right here. It's the 16,542. We didn't deposit anything, so we bring that same amount down. If we had deposited something, it would tell us, and that's what we would put here. But because it didn't give us anything in the instructions, then we can just assume that that's a 0. Okay, the amount of this check is the $1,686, which again is your net pay from over here. And so the balance carried forward for the next time that we've got to do this. So on August 1st, it would be 14,941.14, which is just this minus this. Okay, so now we've got to fill this check in. Let's put in the date, July 15th. We said that this was for our payroll. So we go find payroll account, same thing that was over here. The 1686, 1,686 cents for, and then you've got to sign it. So write student's name. Okay, so again, what we've done here is we've taken money from our general checking account, we've written it to our payroll account. So now we've got this amount in our payroll account that now we can write our checks to our individual employees from, which is what we're going to do next. Okay, so our next one here, it says for the pay period ended July 15th, prepare the payroll checks. So we've actually got to write the checks to our employees so that they get paid. So we're going to prepare the payroll checks for Judy and Mike. So here we go. Period ending 7/15, July 15th. Earnings. Total earnings in this case for her. So it's 1079. 1079. We break it down into her regular earnings, which in this case is 1040. And her overtime earnings, which is $39. We take a look at her deductions, and this is where we put her total deductions, so $205.55. And then we break down each individual deduction. So income tax is $48. Social Security tax, $66.90. Medicare, $15.65. Health insurance were the ones that it just gave us, and that was $60. And other in the form of, in this case, a U.S. savings bond, which it doesn't tell us, but it just gave us, I think, in 12.3. So our net pay, just the same way that we found it for the payroll register, is our total earnings, which is here, minus our total deductions, which is here. And it gives us our net pay, which should match up with this $873.45. Okay, so in this case, what we're doing here is just transferring over the information that it gives us in our payroll register. Then we put it in here. This one's to Judy. $873. Sign it your name. Okay, and so the process then would be the same thing here for Mark or Mike. So on 7/15, earnings 920. Oh, I'm sorry. 971. Make sure you use the total. 971.75. Regular earnings is the 920. Overtime earnings 51.75. Total deductions we've got over here is 244.34. Just like we did with Judy above, we're going to list these out individually. So we've got $95 for income tax from here. Social Security we're going to put from here, which in this case is $60.25. Medicare, $14.09. Health insurance is the same as what we had for Judy above, $60.15 for the savings bond. So our total is $244.34. So just like we did again, we take our total earnings minus our total deductions to get our net pay. In this case, it's the same as what we've got here, $727.41. All right, so here we go. Quickly. Pay to Mike, 727. Student's name. Okay, so we've cut the checks to them. Now we've got to put it into our payroll register and let us know that we've written these checks. So we find out what the check number was, 187 and 186. So we put 186, 187, and we've just done our payroll checks.